Lauren, you mentioned you've been away, you've been traveling, you've been seeing things, doing stuff, and you played a game that isn't out yet, which is very exciting. What did you play, and what did you think about it?
So at New York Comic Con, they were having demos of Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which is a game that we talked about when it was announced at, I think it was Gamescom was the reveal, and then they also had demos at Gamescom, or yeah, one of those showcases. And we're all very intrigued because this looks to be like they've done some things differently with this Lego game. It's a bit more open world. They've adapted free flow combat. It seems to be taking a lot from the Arkham games. And so I was very excited to get hands-on with it. Luckily, they had like a demo set up on the floor, the show floor. There's only like 4 stations, so it was even worse than what the setups were at PAX. But I think the demo was only like 10 minutes. But we got to go actually to the Warner Brothers like building in New York and go and play it privately there. So I will have some proper impressions coming on the direct, like a write-up of that. So stay tuned for that. I think it will be published any day now. But I will also share some thoughts here, which is that I think it's exactly what we're hoping for. It feels like Arkham Light, basically. It is as much as they could do from the Batman Arkham games in Lego format is what they've done, and it feels like a really great balance of both of those things. And I think some of the gripes I've had with previous Lego games is that they will adapt things like Harry Potter and Indiana Jones and Marvel, but it's like they don't quite always, it's always like in their format versus trying to come to the party with maybe what suits the character. Like there are certain things, like I know in the Horizon game you can shoot arrows and that makes sense for Aloy and things like that, but here it's like they've really gone, we're going to pay homage to every single thing in Batman that we possibly can, and that includes the games, and that includes in particular the Arkham games, and I think that really suits what they're trying to do here. There are certain things that I think make it feel a little bit more, I guess, family friendly, or like that suit the Lego style. So the free flow combat is good, but it is a little bit slower. It's not as precise. It's a little bit more accessible where they will like flag what button you need to press at all times. So it's not really as challenging in that way. And similarly, stealth, like you can do the grapple around the world and like hang off a gargoyle and do silent takedowns and things like that. But it is a little less forgiving in that enemies can spot you very quickly, and if you kind of get stuck in a combat situation, you're kind of stuck in it. You can't really escape or do a smoke bomb and get out of there. So at least in this portion that I saw. So there are certain things like that that make it feel like it's not an exact one-to-one, but they're doing a really good job. And there are things from like that Lego fans will love, which is like, you know, you bust up an enemy, they explode into bricks, you're collecting studs, you're building things to get through certain puzzles. So I think it really does have a really great melding of the two things. And from what I saw of the story as well, they're having fun with it. Like they're doing these moments and bringing in these characters in a way that's like totally unexpected, and I think that's really exciting to be able to like have this open world Gotham that you can go around and explore, and then also reenact these story moments, but you never quite know in what way. So it was very promising. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you get any Batmobile action, or was it mostly traversal and fighting?
Yeah, so I had like a 15-minute session at the beginning to just run around the world and have a look, and I did get in the Batmobile. They didn't open the entire world. There were parts that I couldn't cross because they're like, you can't enter this section. But it's pretty big. It doesn't feel overwhelming in the way that, you know, something like an Assassin's Creed game might. But it does feel like there's lots of things to explore. Like even in my short time I did, like there's a Riddler puzzle, like Riddler trophies or puzzles are back. There are chests that you can collect. And there are crimes in progress, kind of like Spider-Man, so you can just, and the Arkham games that you just kind of go in and bust guys up. So there's lots to do, and driving the Batmobile feels very fun around that world. Yeah, and then I also did a story mission, which was like a sort of go into Ace Chemicals kind of vibe. So I got a balance of both, and it's very promising.
Cool. Hints of any villains you can talk about, or is that not being shown?
Yeah, I met a villain. I met Red Hood. But there's a twist on that villain that I'll leave for everyone to find out.
Cool. Awesome. So that Lego Batman coming next spring. TJ, I'm sure you're very excited for that.
I have never played a Lego game before.
Well, this should be your first.
But have you done the Batman games?
I've done all the Batman games.
Okay. I think you'll be
ready.
ready.
I've done all the Batman games, but I've never done a Lego game.
That's the other good thing is, like, you know, I have a fondness for the Lego games, but there's nothing in them for me right now that makes me want to go like, I'm absolutely going to play that. Whereas this, having the draw card of like, you do get some of those Arkham elements, I'm like, oh, there is something for me here now.
That
This
cool.
is the Arkham game we've been waiting for, and I'm very happy about that. When you said Arkham Light, even though like it might not have the density and the depth of a Rocksteady Arkham game, anything at this point, any port in the storm, I think that we will be here.
And the traversal, I forgot to mention, but you do get to do the gliding, the grappling, the flying around the world that was so satisfying in the Arkham games. They have kind of recreated that, which is very cool.